Okay, now take two. Here we go. Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter where you are in the world. You know who it is, JJ on JJ's PC Builds. Guess what? This is actually take two. This is take two to the video. So basically, because on the first video that I just created, through the whole video, the whole complete video, I had to delete because it had no voice. None whatsoever. So as I'm kicking myself, knowing I have to do this a second time, but that's okay. I can do it a second time. I can do it a third time. Just for you all, I'll do it 500 times if that's what it takes. So, but anyway, if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. What I mean by 4,000 watch hours, watch the videos from beginning to end. Would be much appreciated. Would help the channel out. Would help us grow. So, and thank you to all the new subscribers. Welcome to the family. Welcome to JJ's PC Builds. And thank you to all the veteran subscribers. Thank you so much for all the love and support you've shown us on our channel. It is much appreciated as well. Make sure you tell your friends, tell them to come on down, join the party, join the family right here at JJ's PC Builds. So, now let's get down to the facts and fiction of things. I got an email last night from a subscriber wanting to know about GPU. So, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to mention the subscriber's name. I'm not going to go that route unless they put in the email that they don't mind me using a first name or a last name or some kind of name. That will be the subscriber's choice, or non-subscribers. If they want to leave me a message too, they can leave me a message. And all I'm going to say is to non-subscribers, please subscribe. It doesn't hurt anything, doesn't cost anything. I'm not asking for anything. Watch the videos from beginning to end. Subscribe. As simple as that. I'm not asking for much. I'm not begging for it. I'm just asking for it. I am working hard for you, making videos day in, day out. My time's not paid for here. Okay? YouTube's not paying me for my time. And they don't pay, even when you get monetized, they still don't pay enough to do anything with that. And that's the reason why you get sponsorship. Okay? Because the sponsorship helps out with what YouTube doesn't want to pay. So, we all gotta eat somewhere here too, I mean, geez. Just subscribe. It's not hard. Watch the videos. Beginning to end. I got over 260 videos. And climbing. And I'm doing them all myself. Also, too, I know my thumbnails are kind of bad, but, let's just get back to the video. We'll have another video segment just on alone, talking about what we want to mold and transfer for the channel. But now, let's just talk about this email. I got this email from the subscriber, and they said, "Hey, JJ, I'm a new subscriber." Well, welcome to the channel, Mr. New Subscriber. They wanted to leave me a comment on YouTube, but YouTube wouldn't let them. Well, that's nothing new. I heard this before. Somebody would go to comment on YouTube, and YouTube wouldn't let them do it neither. Said they're blocked for some kind of, stupid reason that YouTube, unless they were, unless you were banned from that channel, then I could see that, but I don't have you on a ban list, so I don't foresee you having any problems commenting on a video. Not unless it didn't follow the guidelines of YouTube. Then that's when YouTube won't let you post it, is if you don't follow the guidelines of YouTube. See, I can't go against that. I can't go against what YouTube has as guidelines. All I can tell you is to keep the text clean, from profanity, because there's, kids do come up on YouTube, and, we just, even though that I don't recommend, kids watching my videos, I still say try to keep it clean. Even though my mouth kind of sometimes get away with me a little bit, I try to refrain from, profanity and stuff like that. Just because of the kids, and that's who we got to think about. The kids are our future, and especially if my kids want to watch my videos, and look back, oh, there's dad and this and that, I look at it that way too. So don't get it wrong, get a hold of YouTube, find out the reason why they won't let you post on my, write them an email, say, hey, I tried to post on this guy's channel, but you wouldn't let me post. What's the reason why? Ask YouTube, what's the reason why? It doesn't hurt. Hey, they got to answer the emails. I mean, even if it's robotic, they still got to answer it. So look at it that way too. Okay. And yes, I would have used my other camera today, but the thing is this: the stand got busted. I'm not trying to get off of the thing of the email. This got busted, and that got busted inside there. So now I got to get a drill and drill that out and fix the stand, so that way I can start using that camera again. But anyway, back to the email. Make sure y'all stick along to the end. We'll get there. Just take my time a little bit, so this way, you can see what's going on. And another thing too, all my videos are from RAW. Okay, basically it's unedited, untamed videos. You get it naturally, raw, real time, right now, and that's the end of that. I don't take a week or two to edit my videos. My videos get, shot the same day as I post them. So this way you get unedited, raw, real-time videos right here on this channel. And I've done this since the first video I've did till now. So you get everything that is totally uncut. So do understand that I don't cut the videos up into 50 million pieces. Now, I'm not like that. This camera stays on from the beginning to the end. So that's why I tell you all, watch the videos from beginning to end. The video stays on from A to Z, just for you all, and you all see it. Same day I shot it, the same day I post it. Same day. So it is a daily thing with me. I don't want you guys to miss a thing. Not unless I'm sleeping, then, I can't show you that. But not unless you want to see me snoring, then that's a different story. But anyway, back to the email. Okay, so now the email goes on and says, he's new to PC building. He loves all the information I have on my channel, and it's been very helpful to him. And he loves the Graphics Card Nightmare series, and thank you for that. I do it every week, every Saturday. Make sure y'all, subscribe and get on the, so that way you can start getting notifications on when I post videos, so that way you can watch the videos from beginning to end. So back to the email. Okay, now I'm glad you enjoyed the series. I mean, I do it every week. I enjoy doing it myself. To give you all the up-to-date information every week so you see what's going on. And do remember, I have a whole folder that's from day one that's got nothing but Graphics Card Nightmares. If you want to watch the whole series, it's in there. So just to let you know that on my YouTube channel, JJ's PC Builds. So, and also too, don't forget I got Twitter. But anyway, back to the email. Okay, so, and it says, I could listen to you all day, was very entertaining. I am thinking about getting an RX 6700 graphics card. Okay, well, if you get the 6700, that's fine. But just like I put in the email to you, which I'll read that, and so that way, just to let you know, everybody, you're going to get the top of the line, front to back. Okay. Wanted to get the 6700 graphics card for my new gaming PC. So you say my new gaming PC, that means then you either got the new top of the line AM4 or you got new top of the line AM5. Okay. So, but you're still undecided. Do you have any suggestions? Okay, we'll get to that in a moment. I also heard you mention something about diaper rash in your episode 32 of Graphics Card Nightmares when you were going to Newegg's site. What was that referencing to? Okay. And he says, anyway, thanks again for great content. I look forward to watching more of your videos in the future. Sincerely, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Now, what my response to him is this. Thank you for subscribing. I'm not sure why YouTube wouldn't allow you to leave a message, but must be something on their servers. Could be something on their servers. Don't know. And thank you for the compliment on my videos. Far as the 6700 10 gigabyte for 280, it all depends. To me, in my mind, you tell the person about the graphics card. The 6700 10 gigabyte is for $280. But the 6700 XT 12 gigabytes for $309. But if you want to, go $50 more, like I said, you can go to the 6750 XT 12 gigabytes for $350. Or if you just want to go, for the gusto, then just go for the gusto and go all the way up to 600 and get yourself an RTX 4070. But if you want to stay with AMD, then you can go and spend $660 and get yourself the 6950 XT from AMD. So you can go that route too. So, but if you're looking just for something to play light gaming, the 6700 XT or the 6700 graphics card will be fine. Depends on what kind of system you got. If you got the AM5 series, 6700 might bottleneck. The AM5 series might bottleneck the 6700, or the Intel 13 Gen series might bottleneck the 6700 series. And it's kind of up in the air. It's kind of fine lined right there. So, if you're thinking about it, if you got the AM5 series, you might as well go to the 6950 XT for like, 650, 660, go that route. And that way you won't have to worry for a long time. That 6950 XT will last you forever. Not forever, but it'll last you a long time. It about equal, runs a little bit faster than the RTX 4070. But the only thing that you're going to be lacking is DLSS 3, but it might have FSR 3 or FSR 4 or whatever. It might have that on there too. But, as far as just looking for a budget graphics card, 6700 it's okay. But if you want to spend like $30 more, then you're best off to just go to the 6700 XT, and stick in that realm. I mean, if you're looking for something that's, going to play you okay gaming, get you where you need to go, always think about the future when you go to buy a graphics card. Think about how long you're going to have that graphics card. If you're deciding to have it for a year and trade it up, then yeah, go a little bit lighter. But if you're looking to have it for 4 to 5 to 6 years or longer, then you look for something that's kind of newer into the value, so that way you get now and today instead of getting yesterday and 5-6 years ago. Okay, if you get one that's 5-6 years old, then, basically you're looking at maybe 2 or 3 more years, and boom, that card's going to be, dismissed. They're not going to hold a graphics card forever. The most they're going to hold is it for 6 to 7, maybe 8 years on driver updates. So that's the key thing to it. Make sure you get your drink and your snacks. So you got to look at the fact of they're holding the drivers. If they already, did driver updates for the first 5 years and the card's 5 years old, then, you're only going to get a couple more years out of it, and boom, you're going to be going to the next thing. Unless you want to get a newer card to where, it'll last you 5 to 6, 7 years, and then you wait 2 generations to see what it's going to look like, and then boom, you go to the next big thing. At least if you're back 1 or 2 generations, at least they'll be seasoned to the fact to where, you only got a year or 2 year difference from the new. So basically, if you want to get something now to where, it goes by 5 years, then, 5 years goes by, you got 2 more generations out there, and they're only about 1 to 2 years old, and you see something that rocks your socks, then, and it's low priced, because all the prices were dropped because they weren't selling and this and that, go through the whole spew. You want something to get you by that first segment. So, me, I went for the nvidia, I went for the RTX 4070 by nvidia, but built by Asus. Built by Asus. It's the Asus Dual OC. The RTX 4070. So, it's 2 fans compared to 3. I prefer the 2 fans. I don't know why, but it fits good in an MATX case. It's good for ITX, MATX, just to let you know. You want to keep it nice and slim on your desk. MATX is a good way to go. Me, I went and I got an ATX MATX case. So I got me an ATX motherboard with, a 2-fan GPU. I mean, it's good length with the motherboard. Meets from beginning to the end of the motherboard. And that's what I wanted. I didn't want something that overhung the motherboard or, that's too short, that shows too much of the motherboard. I want some parts of the motherboard shown, but I didn't want all of it shown. So the graphics card's covering up a nice little chunk of it to where it's just nice and neat and it looks pretty good. Now, if I want to put water cool in here, then it'll look even better. I think it'll look good than to have that air cooler that I have in here, but that's in the future. But enough about me. Going back to what you're asking. You're undecided. Me, I would decide for $309 if I was going to get a budget, graphics card. I would get the 6700 XT for $309, hands down. But that's if you want that one. Now, do remind you they get the 7600, and this is where I'm gonna take you along for the ride. This is where I'm gonna show you something. Okay, I'm gonna take you to the action screen. Here we go. Now we're gonna take a little ride, and we're gonna take a look up the RX 6700 XT specs. Okay, so we are going to go to Tech Power Up, and it's the 12 gigabyte version. We are going to go down to the relative performance right here. See where it says 6700 XT? Now, 8% more is the 6750 XT. Okay, now you got the 4060 Ti 8 gigabyte, which it says that it's 20% faster than the 6700. So now what you got to think about is that now that the 6700 just to say, to put it in perspective, the 10 gigabyte for $280, what is going to be cheaper, the 4060 Ti 8 gigabyte or the 6700 XT 12 gigabyte? You know, you got to look at the price difference. Plus, there's a 2 gig of RAM difference, but your relative performance, you're looking at right here a 20% difference between the two, far as when it comes to looking at, you know, the 6700 XT. Now, if you want to get more performance, you know, you figure how are they pricing the 4060 Ti 8 gigabyte? Okay, so now you know that one's higher than the other. So now you go to, let's say you go to Amazon. Let's say you go to Amazon, right? And say you're looking for a graphics card. You're looking for the RTX. You're looking for the 4060 Ti. Right? So now you're looking at $400. You're looking at, if you get the dual RTX 4060, you're looking at $400. But maybe you can get it for $379. So what you do here is, if you want to do one better, you go to PC Part Picker. Okay. Now you go to PC Part Picker and you go and hit Builder. You go where it says Video Cards. Then you type in 4060 Ti. And then you look at the price for the 4060 Ti's. Okay, so the lowest one that you're going to see is $379 for 20% more performance. Okay, 20% more performance. They're asking $100 more for the 4070 Ti 8 gigabytes compared to the 6700 XT 12 gigabytes. Okay, now that's $100 more. If you're looking for, let's say you're looking for the 6800. Okay, so you look for a 6800. Okay, so you go $489 for a 16 gigabyte version of this 6800. So you can go $489 if you're looking for something like that. Now, let's say you want to look for the 6750. Okay, so you look for the 6750 XT, 12 gigabytes. The cheapest you can look at is $349. So you're looking at $350 for the 6750. Okay, now if you go back to your charts, where does the 6750 sit? Okay, so you're looking at the 6750. It gives you 8% more. Gives you 8% more than the 6700 XT. So now you can look at the 2080 Ti, which I wouldn't if I were you, because they're asking stupid prices. So let's say you look for a 3070. Let's say you're looking for a 3070 with 15% more. Okay, now I'm taking you along with this, so this way you understand where the price is. So 3070. Okay, now those are the 8 gigabytes for the 3070, and the 3070 Ti. Okay, so you're looking at the price of right here. I mean, I don't see anything in the 300s. You know, when it comes to it, I don't see anything yet in the 300s that's worth me talking about it to you. Okay, I don't see anything in the 300s. I see some in the 400s. You know, for the 3070. You know, I see something in the 447 right here. But that's the LHR. I really don't care for those. So, I mean, they got a 3070 Ti right here. But look, ain't got no stars, ain't got zero, so that means it ain't there anymore. You know, so that means that's gone. This is right here, this is gone. And 318mm, that's got 3 fans. You can tell that. Why pay $100 more for an extra fan? I don't get it. Okay, so now you look on the relative chart. Okay, well, since I can't get the 3070 at the price I want, but they charge 15% more, 4060 Ti, that seems like it's reasonable. You know, right here, 4060 Ti seems like it's reasonable. It's 8 gigabytes, but you know, to me, I really don't think it. You know, if you're gonna get a graphics card, you want to save money, then you know, hey, 6700 XT you can do. It's doable. But later on down the road, you might want to think about saving up for, you know, either a newer card or something like that. 6700 XT, they play well, but, you know, I've seen many other, my friends told me on many other reviews that the 4060 Ti is going to smoke it. So, to be honest with you, you know, if you're going to spend that kind of money, you probably best to go with the 4060 Ti. But if you want to, you know, keep in the AMD realm, then the 6700 XT would be the best route to go. Okay. Compared to the nvidia side, if you want to keep in that realm, then the RTX 4060 Ti would be the way to go. But far as with the VRAM, you know, if you're going to spend that kind of money, you might as well go up an extra 100, which makes no sense to me when they make you go up to $500 for a 4060 Ti 16 gigabyte. You know, it does not make sense. But I can see what they're doing. But you wanted my recommendation. Okay, if you're going to do light gaming, you know, stuff like that, the 6700 XT is a good card. Just hands down. So, but if you want to go any further than that, then that's up to you. It depends on your budget. But you don't want to get and I'm going to recommend this. You don't want to get an AM5 or next generation and get like a 6700 XT and think that that motherboard and that processor is going to push that GPU to the max. Oh, it'll push it to the max. All right, it'll push it to the max to where it bottlenecks, and then it comes back down in speed. So once it starts bottlenecking and comes back down in speed, then basically you're just left with, you know, going back and forth with that one. You know, but it's not bad for an AM4 series card, my opinion. AM5 series, it's iffy. So it's 50-50 on that. And if you want to run it like that, that's up to you. That's fine. But That means you're just going to have to tone down your processor and, match it up with your GPU so that way they both hit a decent amount, that it doesn't overclock it or whatever. But you're leaving performance on the table when you decide to go to a lower graphics card with a higher motherboard. Now you want a motherboard, you want a GPU that's going to tame your motherboard. You don't want a GPU that's going to be tamed by your motherboard. There's a difference. Just to let you know that, give you some ideas. 2 routes you can go: 6700 XT, or if you want to keep yourself in a that's if you want to keep yourself in a budget, but you don't want to spend $600, but you can spend $500, then wait till July for the RTX 4060 Ti 16 gigabytes. That's the best way I would go. I wouldn't go with the RTX 4060 Ti 8 gigabytes. I would not do that. I wouldn't recommend any 8 gigabyte card at this point. So you're left with your options and your budget. So you're either going to be stuck with the 6750 XT, or you're stuck with the 6700 XT, or you're stuck with the 6700. That narrows your budget down a little bit, so that way if you want to keep into a budget, let's say under $400, that those three, I would put those three into being budget cards for under $400. Now, let's say you come up with $100 more and you want to get the 4060 Ti 16 gigabytes for $500, but always do this. Go to RTX 4060 Ti 16 gigabytes specs. Always have a look at the relative chart when it comes to that. Now, let's say you're wanting to spend $500. Now, always look at, you got the 6800 or the 6800 XT or the 3070 Ti that can outperform the 4060. Now, looking at those depends on, the 3070 Ti is only by 3%. 3% is not going to mean much, especially if you don't got 16 gigabytes from the 3070 Ti. You don't get 16 gigabytes of VRAM from the 3070 Ti, it's not going to mean much. Okay, that's only 3%. Now, anything that's over 10%, then that's something to look at, but as long as you can get 16 gigabytes in the price range around $500. So that's something to think about too. So tell yourself where you want your budget, then go to PC Part Picker, look at the budget cards from a certain price to a certain price. So you can take this out of here, basically, on PC Part Picker. Okay, go from 0, let's say you want a price range 0 to 400. So move your price line to 400. So put it at 400. That's your price range. So now you can see all the cards you can get for $400. This will give you a list of all the cards you can get for $400 right here. So you can see every card you can think of for $400. Now even this right here, the RX 7600 right here, the 8 gigabyte, I know you don't want to go 8 gigabyte. You know, you got the 6750 XT. You know, you got many cards to look at. You got the 3060. You know, I wouldn't even consider it. You know, you got like 4 big rows of cards that's under $400. So now, let's say we want to take and we want to make sure that it's, let's see if we can narrow it down a little bit. 16 gigabytes. Okay, let's see what we can do with the 16 gigabytes of VRAM. So that way, you know, you can get an idea. See if they got it. I guess you can't. I guess you can't get it by the VRAM. Interesting. Let's see, but we can do this. Okay, now we can do that. That's even better. So now, if you want to look at it, they got the ARC A770. They got the ARC A770 in there. They got the 3060 12 gigabyte. They got the 6700 XT. We're talking about that. The, you know, 6750. What cards can you get for the 12 gigabyte version? They got a lot on the 3060. They must have something going on with the 3060. But 2 cards that are the 6700 with 10 gigabytes. And then below that, you got your 8 gigabyte cards. So now, you narrowed down your list a little bit. Okay, so this gives you an idea. You know, if you're going to spend $350, you know, maybe Intel's the way to go. Maybe Intel's the way to go. Or if you don't want to go Intel and you want to stay AMD, then let's see if we can narrow that down. Chipsets. Basically, you can look up anything you want when it comes to this. Looks like they don't give a. Yeah, they do. Okay. So we can always look on AMD. AMD don't have that much. But it seems they flipped to the other. So it looks like, you know, they PC part picker doesn't give you what you need. So, but this is just an idea of what you can do, what you can look for if you're looking for 16 gigabyte cards. You know. And you want to keep at about 400. ARC A770's coming out. They do got Battle Mage coming out, so we don't know what's going to happen with that. You got the 6750. You know, if you're looking for 12 gigabyte, if you're looking for 10 gigabyte, or so on. Okay. Now, let's go back up top. All right. Now, this is the deal. If you're looking for a 16 gigabyte card that's reasonable in price and everything else, you can always go the Intel Arc A770. If you're looking for, because they are working on the drivers, believe it or not, and they're working on getting it straight. So as they work on it and they update the drivers and everything else, I hate to tell you, the card does nothing but get better. So the misconception is that, and this is the misconception, AMD did the same thing. They put out a card that ran like crap. They updated the drivers. They kept updating the drivers, seasoning the software until they perfected it. And then that card turns great. Now, Intel's doing the same thing. So understand that it's nothing new. This is the same game in a different boat, same game. So as far as you wanting to find something that's going to be worth it to you, you know, you can go the 6700, you can go the 6700 XT, or you can go the 6750 XT. You know, you can go that route. You can go Intel route, the A770 for $349, you know. Or you can wait until prices come down. If they're ever going to come down. They might, when they go to the next generation, all prices on this generation now might go down even more. No one knows that yet. They're so AMD and nvidia are so concentrated on the AI programming that they're doing, making trillions of dollars. They can care less about the cards they make us. So we get what we get, and we fight for what we get. And that's the end of that. And as far as, you know, you asking me about Newegg, this is the deal. Newegg and AMD, or Newegg and Amazon do the same crap. They put all the old crap out front for you to buy, but they take all the new stuff and they put it in the back. Instead of taking the new stuff and putting it out front to where everybody can see it, and putting all the old stuff into the back. You know, I mean, it's hard. It's a nightmare for me to go through their stuff every week on Graphics Card Nightmares, looking through all that crap. That's the reason why it's a nightmare, because their site is a nightmare. I mean, finding parts and everything else is just a complete nightmare on their sites. Okay, if I was a customer, being in a customer's shoes, buying their product, I would be intimidated buying products from them. Is because they put all the old crap in front, and they force you to want to buy that old crap. That is a nightmare in itself. I do not want anybody that I recommend on my reviews to go and, see what's up. I want them to go in there first. On the first page is all the top selling stuff. The best of the best stuff that they can see in front. So, as far as I'm seeing it, I see all the old crap up front. Who the hell is going to want to buy a 580, an RX 580, 8 gigabyte, and spend $119 to $139 for that card when they can go and spend a couple $100 more and either get a 7600, RX 7600, or get themselves something that's better, like the 3060 or the 6700 or the 6700 XT, cards you don't see out front, but they want to overprice and hide, like the 4090, the 4080, and you rarely see, if you're really good and you type in the right words, you might see the 4070 or the 4070 Ti. You don't see them jumping out front just biting your eyes. No, you don't see none of that crap. You see all their old crap. It's like going to a flea market where the flea market puts all the old 900-year-old stuff up front for you to buy first, and then they keep all the way in the back where you can't see it, the new stuff. Makes no goddamn sense to me. So if you wanted to know what the diaper rash comment was made about, that was what it was made about. It seems like it's a nightmare every week to every week to every week. Every time I do graphics card nightmares, that's the reason why I say it's a nightmare, because it's a nightmare for the consumer. If it's a nightmare for me, it's a nightmare for the consumer. So, I don't like to get onto a site and be overwhelmed by all this old crap, and that you're trying to force my brain to say, okay, well, go ahead and buy the old crap. So, nothing against Amazon or Newegg, but you guys need to shape up your stuff. You need some help on your marketing, because your marketing's not cutting it anymore. That's the reason why you're not getting people there and buying your stuff, is because your marketing is really falling apart. If they want people to buy their stuff, they need to put more, they need to be more customer based instead of being more business based. And I've seen this done many a times, and see businesses go under, like Kmart did. Kmart did the same crap, and guess what? They lost. Just like Sears and Roebuck, they did the same thing. Thought it was business and not customer based. They went under too. Many old companies like Ames and everybody else did the same crap, and they lost. When you start caring about your customers and what their thought pattern is, that's a different story. Excuse me. So, if you're wondering, that's what it's all about. But I'm not bashing them or anything else. I'm just here to help them get to where they need to be, because nobody else tells them about it, and they wonder why they lose customer base, but they don't want to hear the truth. That's the whole problem with the internet now these days, is you get somebody out there that's telling you the truth, and then everybody goes around pointing fingers. Oh, he's lying. Oh no, it's not like that. He's lying. Yeah, they're trying to save their goddamn job. That's why they say that. I've been in business for 35 years. I've ran businesses for that long. I know how it is. I know what I'm talking about. And I don't need to preach to the choir. So you either take what I tell you and treat it like gold, or you take it like a grain of salt. It's up to you. I'm not telling you how to take it. But from what I'm telling you like this, if you want to know information about something, I'm going to say it. And if it looks like crap, I'm going to tell you about it. I'm not going to hold back. So, my mouth, I don't hold it back. It's simple as that. So, but anyway, my friend, best thing to do, I would do, wait it out a little bit, see what July brings, see what your finances bring. Maybe you want to get the 4060 Ti, 16 gigabytes. Might be a good card for you, might be a perfect fit for you. You might want to wait that one out a little bit, see what happens. I know it's $500. Maybe they'll lower the price down to like $470, $460. That would still be a good price if they dropped it down to $460. But as far as with the 6700, it's not a bad deal neither. But to me, for the future and looking at it in a 5-year term, it might last you about maybe 3-4 years, and then it's time for you to get another one. So you kind of shortchange yourself a little bit. You lose warranty. You don't have any warranty on it. because your factory warranty runs out after a couple years with AMD, I think. So there's many things to think about. You know, me, I got two warranties on mine. I got the company warranty and I got a factory warranty. It's a total of 5 years. So once one runs out, I got the other one to run to. So I got a total of 5 years. Kind of weird to hear that, getting it from an nvidia card and buying it brand new and getting it for a 5-year warranty is kind of weird. But that's just the way life works. I paid for the warranty. That's as simple as that. Something breaks on the card and it's not my fault, they're going to fix it. Simple as that. But you wanted to know. I told you. Here's the nutshell. If you want to go low budget, 6700 XT, your 6750 XT for $50 more. But if you're going to go that $50 more, and you might as well go up to, and get yourself a $400 card. Instead of going $350, just go to a $400 card. So, it all depends, I just kept my sanity and everything else, and I got myself the RTX 4070 for $599 and just cut it right there. That's just being honest with you. I just cut my headaches. I got the one card, and I'm happy with it. I test it regularly. It runs like I want it to. No problems, no hesitations, no choppiness, That's because of the processor and the motherboard I got and everything else. I perfectly matched everything. I just didn't throw it together. I perfectly matched everything. So, Asus Strix B550-A motherboard. It's a white on black motherboard. Looks pretty good in the case. Love it. Can't beat it. And it's got the AMD Ryzen 7 5700X. It's the X version. Runs like a dream. No problems there. So that gives you a little bit of an idea of where to go and how to do it. But if I were in your shoes, I did myself the favor of I waited 8 or 9 months. I stayed on integrated graphics. I started looking at all the numbers and started weighing my numbers in between each graphic card, and started doing my homework on it to find the best one that I felt would be the best of the best when it comes to the graphics cards. And everybody says, that I'm crazy for getting the RTX 4070, but, I hate to tell you this 4070 is in a league of its own. Truthfully, it's in a league of its own. I don't know why, but it's just that feeling. It puts me that it's in a league of its own. Like there's no other card you can really compare it to. It's just, that's the way it is. That's the kind of feeling I get from the card. It's just the way it is. It runs the way it does. And it pulls the power the way it does. So, I don't know where else to go with that. But I know I'm going to have the card for a long time. And we're going to see. And I'll tell you all in 5 years on this card, from this day till 5 years down the road, if I still got the card, and if I do, which I know I will, I'll tell you how it tests 5 years from now. So, y'all can hold me to that, and that's the way I'm going to put it. And that's the bottom line. So, but anyway, I got to get out of here, so if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe. I'm trying to work towards 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. And thank you all the new subscribers that did subscribe to the channel. Thank you for joining the family. Welcome to JJ's PC build. Sorry, it's been a long day. This is the second time I had to make this video, so do bear with me. And all my veteran subscribers, thank you for all the love and support you've shown us on the channel. See, I got it right this time. On the channel. So make sure y'all tell your friends, tell your family, tell your uncles, tell your brothers, tell your sisters, tell your cousins. Tell them all come down to JJ's PC Builds. Tell them this is the place to be. Subscribe. And watch the videos from beginning to end. But anyway, y'all have a fine day until the next time in the next video. This is JJ on JJ's PC Builds. We will see you on the next video.